Good afternoon, everyone. It's September the 7th, 2024. I just wanted to update you on a couple of minor things that have been cropping up over the last few days. And one of the things that I've seen that I want to update you on is some of the stuff that I've talked to you before, because when the government is leasing out these properties that they own, they're going to lease it out for 99 years for affordable housing. Just to make that clear, that's what they're telling us, and this is a federal liberal government. That's what their plans are, apparently. And then when this firm near Montreal is supposed to be, if they get or nonprofit housing, they're going to get affordable housing, but there's a time limit on this one, and it's 35 years for affordable housing, and then they can do whatever they want after that, which is a much shorter time, which I don't think that's as good either as a commitment to affordable housing down the road. So I guess in sometimes when they go for the affordable housing, we may have timelines on them as well. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up. And then there was announced the other night there that Ottawa's getting another 73 point something million for housing from the provincial government. And that's because they met their 80% use of the money that was already forwarded to them for affordable housing. And I'm hoping that they're using the money for retrofitting the old buildings and stuff that, and of course in some cases I've spoken that they have bought some properties and they're renovating some properties for affordable housing. So I'm hoping that's where the money is going into. And I'm hoping that once the city council's back around I think it's the middle of September, and same thing as the federal government is back, that we'll have more information on things. But for what the city's doing, I hope I can get an update as well from the city councilor where all this money is going from the provincial government that the city is receiving as well. But today, I'm just going to go on to something a little bit different today. I talk about us looking after other people, and yes, that's good that we look after other people, but sometimes we forget something very, very important. I know as a mother, the children always come first, so we sort of forget about taking care of ourselves. And this is what, with looking after the homeless and all the different things that have gone wrong today, and projects and the way our society right now is in total chaos because nothing's the way it was prior to the pandemic, and there's much more stress on people that are really putting what do you call it? It's really putting a hardship on the mental health of people, and that's coming out. And how do you combat this? And as a senior, I've been with a lot of seniors over the years, and I've been an activist in a lot of different ways, in different marches for the Indigenous people, for the against the all kinds of things, and definitely for preserving our lands and preserving the planet, for climate change and the marches and stuff. And I really believe in this, that we have to slow down and start thinking of what we're doing. So it's really sometimes hard to talk about. But when you get in with people that believe what you do, we don't argue. Yes, we have our different opinions. But I think what happened was really, really beautiful was one of the people in the Quebec, Ottawa region here, she lives on the Quebec side, has put together an idea and a way that we seniors right now are using our way of decompressing for just a couple of hours each month. We meet, and it's an interesting concept that she came up with, and it's called the Rocking Chair Conversations. And I'm just going to show you the flyer for it. As you can see, it's got a rocking chair on it, and it's a beautiful concept because when you look at it, I remember being young and going out to the farm and the farmer would always have a rocking chair on the front porch, and I used to sit there and rock in the rocking chair because it was great, even though it was often a large rocking chair, too big for me to sit in. And but I really enjoyed it. It was like having this rocking horse in a way, that I always dreamt of having, but I never did get a rocking horse as a child. So that was one of my childhood dreams I never got, which would have been a help for some of the stress and the bullying and stuff that I went through as a child, I'm sure. But this is what we do. We get together a couple of hours once a month in the community center. We have these rocking chairs have been donated. I think we're up to about 15 rocking chairs right now. So we all sit in a circle, and we have so much to talk about over the years of what we've done in our activism, what we're seeing now. One of the things we're extremely worried about is the youth because of the mental health issues, and it's going right across the board, and finding ways of talking about ways of helping people reduce stress. And the rocking chair idea is an old-fashioned way. It's certainly not like you go to the doctor, here, have a pill for depression kind of thing. But I know that as a child, even growing up in a community, there were so many rocking chairs that used to be on the front porches. And I see men coming home from the office stressed out, and the wife, well, doing her duty, would go, at that time, since they didn't have to work, would be going into make supper when they came home. But they go and sit on the front porch and relax in the rocking chair. And it was a way of decompressing, too, at the end of the day, which was a nice way. And sometimes I've seen some wives have to wake them up, their husbands, so they've fallen asleep in the rocking chair. Same thing with the farmer's wife, too, because after a hard day in the fields, it's just your body is still kind of going, and you need a way of relaxing sometimes, because when you're physically not in sync with your mental problems here too, you have to get to yourself in balance. And I know the rocking chair was one way of doing it, and I think it's a great way for therapy. I know when my children were upset, I had a child's rocking chair. Sometimes when they were just lashing out for no reason at all, I used to just sit them in the corner facing me in the chair and let them rock it off. And it was a good way, because then the stress was there. And I see people, like even with the drugs today, they're sitting there, and I see people like this, and they're rocking, but they don't have a rocking chair. Put these poor people in a rocking chair. Let them have that experience, because it's very calming. And this is what I do when I get home as well, is I sit in my rocker. And I'm going to just turn the camera around and show you my rocking chair, which was an heirloom passed on to me. I've had it since 1983, and it was about 153 years old in 1983. So add another, say, 40-some years on top of it. I'm sure the chair is probably about in the space about 190 years old. So I'm just going to switch this around. I'm just going to stand up for a minute and see if I can switch this around here. My rocking chair. So this is my rocking chair. And it's still in fairly good shape. I've had to use some wood glue on it over the years. And then, of course, I rocked my children to sleep in it when they were fussy. Even one of the rockers at the bottom, one of my pups decided to chew on it. So it's got a few teeth marks in one of the rockers. So it's been pot marked over the years. So it's had its balance. So I just wanted to let people know that this is a good way. And even with what we've got, people can get together. We're hoping more people join our group as well, because we have all these rocking chairs, and we want to put them in circles and just have people sit, relax, talk. And we're not exactly therapy, but it's just a therapy group. We aren't registered therapists by any means, but I really think the registered therapist should have a rocking chair for people to calm down in the office. Not the couch, as they used to put it, but a rocking chair, because it's just a natural way of just relaxing the body. And once the body's relaxed, then you start to mentally relax. So what happens? The farmer, the husband coming home from work, falls asleep in the chair. Well, it's a nice way to fall asleep, and then the wife has to wake them up, either for supper or it's time to go to bed after supper, so when they're in the rocking chair. So I just wanted to let people know that there are ways of definitely helping yourself mentally, and this is one of the ways that we look after ourselves. And I look after myself that way too. When I start getting uptight, I'll go and sit in the rocker and just rock for a while, and that's a very nice calming effect. And I just thought that I would like to pull that out for people and make people realize that we are under a great deal of stress, more than we've ever been. And through the last few decades, that's for sure. we've come up with global warming and all the other pressures that are on us. We need a place and a time to relax. So do yourself a favor, no matter what it is, take a couple of hours out of the month and try and relax for yourself. Not high energy things like those games that you play and then you're right into the games and your mind is just going racing, racing, racing. But this is, mind is not racing. Your body and your mind are both relaxing in a rocking chair. So I just wanted to pass that on as maybe a suggestion to people of how to calm down and how to mentally and physically help themselves. So everyone, I'm going to leave it there for today. But everyone, take care, have a good day, and be aware of your surroundings, be safe, and we shall talk again soon. And bye-bye.